Hello there and welcome to the new channel.
Here to help you see
The new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansada.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Orgami.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebostillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice one, dear.
Sir Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldons.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
My name is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
CyberNXT.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. Sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, Patrick! Happy Wednesday! And happy Valentine's! Love month na tayo!
Excited ka na.
Mapag-ibig tayo ngayon eh. Single ako eh. Kaya mo na nga ako.
Wala nang pakialamanan.
Yeah, but eto, nakapanood ako ng NBA highlights kanina. Na napanood ko yung mga players ngayon, halos kahit center, kahit forward, kahit yung mga big men, nagti 3 points na rin pala, no?
Shooting threes, no?
Oo, siguro nga ang laki ng influence ni Steph Curry kaya siya ang naging player of the decade. Itong playing style ni Steph Curry is commonly thought of as a game changer ng NBA. Do you agree?
I totally agree. Even all the draft picks that's actually preparing for the draft, they always make sure that they can shoot threes yung mga malalaki, no? So the taller you are who can actually shoot threes, mas malaki yung chances mo that you go up the ladder for draft.
Yun, totally. Tama nga, game changer itong playing style ni Steph Curry. And speaking of game changer, sa field of expertise naman natin sa IT, meron din tayong game changer. Ito yung tinatawag natin. Hindi si Steph Curry, it's called the cloud technology. I can say that is a it is a game changer because it has opened massive possibilities for businesses and even individuals. There's no doubt about the benefits it brought to all of us. Right now, nagla-live stream tayo and it's because we have cloud technology to do this.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. It's far from being free from flaws. Now, ang question, how do you secure your transformation into the cloud with the equal rise of attacks dito sa promising technology nito? 'Di ba? Bago kasi medyo hot cake. So maraming nagiging interested na atakehin ito. So that's a concern and that's what we are going to talk about in this episode. By the way, this is our episode number 18 for
18!
season 1. Wow. Congrats to us. Now, again, congratulations, and I'd like to greet everybody a wonderful Wednesday and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you.
All right, indeed, Ivan, an epic Wednesday to everyone, and welcome to CyberNXT, where we will discuss and highlight and seek the significant best practices to improve your cybersecurity defenses. I would like to say hi nga pala, no? I was actually talking to the Vice President of the Cybersecurity, the Cloud Cybersecurity Association natin, Rickson Singsonke, no? And yeah,
Rickson.
That's right.
And also, by the way, I'd like to greet some friends who are tuning into our live stream right now. Mr. Care Humert, Jen, Lad, and everyone out there. Thank you so much. By the way, this is Ivan Jude, your co-host for CyberNXT, and I'm streaming live from my crib in Makati.
This is Patrick Geronimo, and we are both streaming live from Makati.
Coming in clear to you, please click the reaction button, send us your likes, your hearts, and thumbs up sign and whatnot. And also, if you have something to say, if you want to ask questions or you want to clarify something or you just want to share your thoughts on the subject, please do let us know. Type them in, keep them coming.
All right, please go ahead and share this live streaming to your social media circle or to anyone you think who can benefit from this. Or you can simply host a watch party for them to tune into. Tag people, mention their names. Let's learn and have fun today. So I stand corrected. See, Rickson is currently tuning in right now. So he's the VP for Education and Research ng Cloud Security Alliance.
Wow.
Welcome, Rickson, to the show.
Wow. Hi, Rickson. Thanks for tuning in.
That's right. So, okay, so Ivan, I have a question for you. So early on, you've mentioned
Oh,
about the game changer. No, we've seen it in a lot of technologies right now. I was actually, if you're watching the NBA kanina, I was actually watching the news. SpaceX, the one that Elon Musk is
oh,
actually managing right now. They
oo.
already disclosed who will be in that commercial trip around the globe, no, via SpaceX. So this is
Oo.
another game changer. Dati, we all know na NASA lang yan, or probably from the Russian government or all other countries who are actually wealthy
Powerful
enough to
country.
sponsor mga space trips. But right now, a private company, no, sa SpaceX is now sponsoring. So game changer, parang sort of disruptor na nangyari, no? Ivan,
Oo, tapos lilipad sila. Oh,
oo, lilipad
ganda.
sila.
Lilipad sila sa cloud.
I know. So I think mga three of them, or I think five, I'm not sure. But basically, some of them are billionaires. So they bought the ticket to become the first, no? Ano, to be part of the first trip ng commercial. Sort of, kasi normally,
Wow.
mga nation sponsored yung trips, but this is a commercial. So this will be a start of something. Ivan, I have a question
Yep.
for you. So, definitely, we need to be more focused on cybersecurity. And this episode, this afternoon, we're gonna talk about the cloud, no, the migration to the cloud. So, how many percent of
Yes.
companies you think, Ivan, in the Philippines, no, have adopted the cloud already? And how many people do you think are fully aware that they're actually using the cloud infrastructure already? You know, maraming
Mm-hmm.
nagsasabi. So I'm not sure if we're using a cloud, pero you're seeing them that opening an email, yung mga Gmail or whatever,
As yeah, tama, tama.
pwede hindi pa rin nila alam, or
Uh,
it's very right to tune into in this episode that you would know, no? And who do you think people
uh,
and organizations are flooding into the cloud after this pandemic? We all experience it, no? Sino yung mga organizations right now that clamoring na, okay, there's no option for us but to migrate to cloud infrastructure?
yeah. That's very, those are very intriguing and wonderful questions that you thrown at me, Pat. No, number one, how many percent of companies do you think is using cloud technology? I think more than half already. I mean, meron pa bang company na hindi gumagamit ng cloud technology ngayon? In one form or another, you are using cloud. You are using email. You are using social media. You are using cloud storage, di ba? So marami, more than 50%. Yun na lang ang bet ko. Although hindi 100%, but
More
it's
than that.
definitely more than 50%. Then, how many people do you think are aware that they're actually using the cloud? Eto, nakakatawa. Siguro less than 50% ang nakakaintindi that they're actually using the cloud. They don't understand the technology, that they think na when you speak about the cloud, bigla silang titingala sa ulap. Yung ba yun? No. It's just a parang a term used to describe this technology that can be accessed everywhere. Just like you can see the cloud everywhere. And why do I think that people in organizations are clamoring or flooding into the cloud? I think that is best answered if I'm going to share a little bit more about yung tawag nito, what is cloud technology? I mean,
Go
just
ahead.
a brief primer. Now, cloud technology, kasi Pat, it is a disruptive force. Eh. Sabi ko nga, it is a disruptive force. It changes the ball game, but in a positive way.
Of course.
Yun eh. So, yun yung realizations ko dito. And it that is why it is called a game changer. And right now, it is gaining popularity, and organizations are wanting and are adopting this technology at an overwhelming rate. Napakabilis, lalo na ngayong pandemic. We are in the parang recovery stage ng pandemic, no? People and organizations want to go into the cloud simply because they are now seeing the benefits of the cloud. Yun.
Yeah.
That is why we can actually tell them a little bit more about the advantages and benefits of cloud computing. And I'd like to cite there are at least eight advantages of cloud technology that we are actually tawag nito, parang we are actually using right now. We are making use of. So why not we tell them about these advantages, Pat? Why don't we start
Yes.
with the technical benefits ng cloud technology?
More than that too. Yes, so we can present the 5 technical benefits of using cloud, no? Well, basically,
Of course.
point out very well, no? If you ask some people, definitely if they're not that technical, but they're a gadget fanatic, sometimes they're already using these gadgets without really knowing that they're already using the cloud infrastructure. So the benefits that I may need to point out this afternoon is first is the resource pooling. Ivan, cloud service providers or so-called CSPs, if you encounter that one sa mga chat groups or even sa mga news, yung cloud service providers offer a highly scalable environment. It means you can start small, eventually when you use it and when you're running out of resources, they can actually upgrade it with access to all of the cloud computing resources you need as long as you pay for it.
Yun lang naman yun eh. Basta magbayad ka lang.
Bayad ka, napuno ka, you're running out of storage, you're running out of memory, you're running out of power, you need to pay. Or ganun talaga sa mga providers. No? I think that's a very good business model. Another one, Ivan, I mentioned is to you, yung on-demand self-service. So, organizations can add resources as they need when they need it without worrying about delays due to CSP process.
Hindi na kailangan mag-antay ng mga 30 days para mabili yung equipment. Ready na agad, no?
I remember
on demand.
My system administrator's days. I used to be a sysad. So if you want to commission a server, you need to procure it. Maybe procurement, bibili ka ng server eh. So you have to undergo assessment, tapos bidding, and then hihintay mo dumating, and then installation.
Matagal yun.
Ito hindi. If you need something, we call it instance, you can actually commission it in a snap. So, another one, iPad is, I may have to, so you have yung parang on-demand kagad, pwede. So it's rapid elasticity, Ivan. Rapid elasticity of resources allows you to scale up and down when needed. So kanina sabi ko, if you can increase. But actually, because of elasticity, pag hindi
pwede mo rin pababaan.
You can bring it down. The configuration, eliminating the need to maintain additional infrastructure or lessen it, wala na. So which
katulad nung Pat, kapag bumili ka ng server, tapos ginamit mo siya for several months, after nun, hindi na pala gagamitin. Sayang! Yung sa lumang style, di ba?
Or yung system na in-install mo, it's just, parang sobra naman yung nabili mong server. Parang medyo
underutilized.
Underutilized yung server because you're just running it, I don't know, just for DHCP or DNS or NDP server, no? So, I'm mentioning jargons, but those are the systems na dating ginagamit na if you buy a server, you need some...
Kala mo sobrang laki.
Kala mo sobrang laki, tapos mahina lang pala. Another one, Ivan, is the measured services. So, cloud services are metered, no? Dimetro, para kliyente, which means
para Meralco.
Your usage is measured and you only pay for services you use. So you basically subscribe to them, you have access to the dashboard, meaning you can actually manage it. And if you think, alam mo yan, usage mo, or it will help you decide na, I need another resources, no? And you adjust specific resources based on the load changes needs. So all of a sudden, kung meron kang kinommission, you subscribe to one specific server on the cloud, and while you're doing the subscription, there's another business requirement or businesses, Ivan, we still need this one. So the elasticity and stability, you can actually monitor it, you can plan it ahead because of the proper dashboard, because of the cloud-based dashboard, and you can decide easily. No? Another one, Ivan,
laking bagay itong
for yung broad network access, no? It allows you for functionality across a range of devices and permitting remote connectivity from anywhere with internet connection. So basically, once you commission it, it's available internet, it's accessible everywhere. no?
Anywhere. Yun nga tinatawag na cloud eh. Kaya accessible anywhere.
Maganda yung analogy mo kanina, it's cloud kasi it can be seen everywhere, no? So, and from the eastern hemisphere, from the western hemisphere, north, south, may cloud, no? Maganda yung analogy mo kanina. All right.
Yeah. So those are 5 technical benefits, no? Technical people can definitely share, parang appreciate technical benefits. But how about business owners? Diba? They want something na relatable na they can parang appreciate on the business side of things. So why don't you also share it with them, Pat?
Yeah. So I may have to also ask our viewers if you've experienced this one, especially if you're transitioning for mga traditional server setup before and then you're moving into cloud. Definitely, ano pa yung mga benefits na nakita nyo na hindi namin nabanggit? Just type it in, let us know. Now, for the business benefits, Ivan, movement of IT expenses, yung CAPEX, yung capital expenditures, pwede mong gawing OPEX na lang. So basically, it will be aligned to your cash flow. So kung meron kang sobrang conservative mo in terms of money, especially on the cash flow, you might as well move to operational OPEX, as we call it, yung model in terms of subscription. Kasi before, Ivan, if you buy
so wala na siyang upfront cost.
Wala. And basically, when you buy a server before, you have to invest on specific hardware. Binili mo na siya, it's considered an asset already. In this case, subscription. So, operational lang siya, operational expenditure, no? So, another one is improvement of service quality, no? Cloud data centers are run by IT experts. So, live and breathe infrastructure maintenance support. I just realized when I was a systems administrator, we are required to make sure that the server is running 24/7. But of course, I used to work in a school, sa corporate environment, hindi mo naman kaya mag-work ng 24/7. Isa ka lang. Or pwede, shifting kayo. Depends on the business. If they can afford, yung walang tatao sa gabi, okay lang yun. Alam ko sa banks, hindi. Especially, meron silang 24/7 support. No? Right, Ivan? So,
yeah, meron kami nun dati.
Meron kayo nun, di ba? So, nag-work ka sa bank. So, you're very familiar with that one. The last one for the business benefits that I should mention is the access to new technologies and services. No? Emerging tech requires a large amount of computing resources, which can be accessed more easily and at a lower cost with cloud technology. What I'm trying to point out is, before, when you buy a server, and luma na siya, you have to replace it. Again, you have to go through all the process of acquisition, and so forth. But in this case, if you are if you're subscribed to a specific cloud service provider, and there's a new version of, I don't know, for processing or technology of so you can actually embrace that one in a snap. Because sa back end, sila din, di ba, nag-upgrade. And affected na lahat na nakasubscribe sa kanila. No? So, shot approach ang nangyari.
Yeah, naalala ko lang yung mga yung mga websites, if you are using a platform to develop it using a cloud service model, kapag in-update nila yung version nun, ma-update din automatically sa'yo, and nakapatch pa, at saka kung may mga additional features yun, kasali ka na sa na-update. Dati, kung ikaw talaga gawa from the scratch, from the bare metal setup, iisipin mo po yun, ay, bibili pa pala ako ng ganitong component, bibili pa ako ng ganitong bagong service, mag-a-add pa ako ng, di ba, sakit sa ulo, but with the cloud technology, you have access to new services and tools of the trade. Now, Patrick has just given you 8 of what we know are the benefits of cloud computing. 5 of them are technical and 3 of them are business benefits. Napakalaking factors po yan. Yun ang mga reasons why people are flocking to the cloud. Ang laking difference po talaga kapag nagka-cloud kayo. Lalo na sa mga business owners, just imagine kung gaano kadaming mga servers ang underutilized at hindi na ma-maximize. Right now, with the cloud technology, all you have to do is to pay for what you use. Diba? So I think that answered the question kung ano yung reasons ng mga people and organizations of using the cloud. Aside from convenience, of course, andyan din yung cost savings. But here's the catch. Every one of you, if you're listening to me, there's a catch. It's not a perfect technology. Cloud is far from being free from flaws. Yun po yun. Mayroon pa rin po mga loopholes and mga flaws ang cloud technology, although it has opened up so many possibilities for us. Ganito kasi yun, tech advancement, whatever it is, always give rise to more sophisticated problems. All the time, parang kasabay yun eh. Kung may cutting-edge solution, meron din namang equal rise of sophisticated attacks na nangyayari. Parang partner talaga eh. Hindi pwedeng may yin, pero walang yang. Diba? Hindi pwedeng may Patrick na walang Ivan. Parang ganyan yun eh. So here's a comment from Rickson Singson. Sabi niya, cloud providers have built-in security that you can leverage on. No need for a separate investment in certain security service. To that, I agree. And we'll be expounding more on that later. Now, another fact that I'd like to share regarding with the flaws sa cloud technology, no, is that according to Security Magazine, itong year 2020, there are 80% of companies who experience cloud-based data breach in the past 18 months. So imagine, napakarami nun. 80% of all companies suffered, whether they know it or they did not know it. So given na yan eh. So meron talaga mga flaws. Maraming mga cyber criminals are becoming more interested to this, to exploit this new technology kasi nga bago pa siya, hindi pa siya ganun ka-mature, marami pang butas na pwedeng pasukin. Now, given that path, sabihin natin na parang sabi ng doktor sa akin, Ivan, prevention is always better than cure. So gamitin natin yan dito sa topic discussion natin today. And allow me to say again na in cloud, prevention is also better than cure. There's no doubt about the benefits of the cloud. Here's the thing na lang. If you want to secure your movement to the cloud, at least you need to anticipate the security flaws and do something about it in advance. Mitigate it before an incident occurs. Diba? So, tama ba yung ganun ang gagawin natin? Direct or direct path?
Of course, definitely. So, again, you said it right, Ivan. So, when developing access policies, think about the following, no? So, who has access to your data?
Pat, before that, before we move into that, so, ang malaking question kasi sa mga minds ng mga tao ngayon is, how do they secure cloud transformation given na may mga flaws talaga, di ba? So before we move into our recommendations, how about we call for a short break and allow our audience to get their lunch para makakain sila habang nakikinig sa discussion natin today. So everyone, let's call for short break. Welcome back to CyberNXT with me, Ivan, and my poging partner, Patrick. Right before we took a short break, we asked our audience yung question na paano natin i-secure itong very promising technology given the flaws, no? So, I think the first thing that we can do is to really jam up your controls, tighten up your access controls, no? Do you agree with that first thing that we need to do, Pat, na parang i-pump up talaga yung controls natin?
I totally agree because once it's out there, no, you have to make sure that the controls are also applied or updated. Otherwise, once it's out there, diba, you're vulnerable for any breach or yung mga full-blown data breach, diba? And Ivan, I also
so aside from
so when developing access policies, I've mentioned about the policies or try to identify who's gonna access which, no? Or what data is out there. So you have to talagang may mga nitty-gritty to. We also have to mention that this is actual parang nitty-gritty part of providing enough access policies. Who has access to your data? Who has access? Do they need or pag binigyan mo ba sila ng admin access, Ivan, talagang kailangan ba na meron silang access, no? Or how can you limit access to critical systems? Or
dapat lang limited yun.
Dapat limited yun, and you have to identify the right person to have access kasi otherwise, no, it defeats the purpose of okay, so you're trying to solve one issue and then nag-open ka naman ng another problem. So it's no longer a solution, no? If you applied one solution, it creates another problem. Maybe you can limit the risk or manage the risk.
Parang may security guard sa gate pero pinapapasok naman lahat.
Diba? Or smile lang smile, pinapapasok. So it defeats the purpose, no? So again, do you have a comprehensive access policies in place? Those who are actually already using cloud platform, so these are the questions that you should ask.
You should ask. But before moving in deeper into our discussion, gusto ko lang sana i-share sa audience natin what are the, I think, seven of the things that they can do to really make a good security posture sa cloud transformation nila. Number 1 is to tighten up access controls.
Yeah.
Number 2 is to prevent data loss and data breach. Number 3 is to secure the APIs or application programming interfaces. Number 4 is, of course, you need to have a plan. You build a strategy. Number 5 is to broaden your visibility. You cannot protect something that you do not know. Number 6 is to identify misconfigurations. Of course, bago pa lang to, hindi pa so mature. So marami pa talagang mga loopholes. And lastly, protecting the shared technology. We will be discussing more into detail pa isa-isa niyan, no? So going back to number 1, nasabi ni Patrick that there are some questions that you need to ask when developing your policies for access control. And tama yun. Another thing is that kasi related yan sa issue of account hijacking. Kung wala kang magandang access control policies, yung mga username and credentials, pwedeng gamitin yan ng mga malicious people to get access to mga critical resources mo. Whether you like it or not, andun na sila sa loob. Magiging insiders yan, yung parang malicious insiders. And usually din, yung mga attacks na ganyan starts from phishing emails, click ng click, tapos biglang nagkaka-virus yung computer, na-infect, nako-contaminate, saka nagsispread na yung malwares everywhere. But if you have good access control, you don't get, kung wala ka namang access dapat sa critical systems, limited ka lang sa ganito, nako-contain yung isang incident, no? Hindi siya agad nagsispread like wildfire. Now, Patrick is going to share with us the mitigation techniques for access controls. Ito kanina, dinidiscuss natin high level. Pero si Patrick, ang galing talaga ng partner ko. Sabi niya, hindi Ivan, sasabihin natin sa kanila kung paano gawin step by step. So Pat.
That's right. So coming from the account control, I think it's not a silver bullet. you just limit access. No, definitely, meron yang pros and cons if you limit it. But again, Ivan, even if you limit it to one access, you've mentioned about account hijacking. If ma-hijack yung isang account yun, yung nag-iisang account yun, patay na din. So phishing attacks, pwedeng targeted siya kasi the threat groups or threat actors are fully aware na isa lang yung nag-access na yun. Pwede siyang ma-target. So again,
super user pa.
Super user pa, di ba? So I may have to do a deep dive on this one. Mitigation techniques for access controls, no? Please enable. So those who are actually managing the cloud infrastructure, enable multi-factor authentication to tighten your security. I know for a fact that a lot of you are using two-factor authentication. Those guys is okay, but again, we've mentioned so many times that the technology is evolving, and so the threat groups and threat actors nag-evolve din sila. Kaya nga, Ivan, may multi-factor authentication. But wait, there's more. Meron ng next-gen multi-factor authentication. No? So again, we can talk, we've mentioned that one or our previous episode. Another thing that I need to point out is implement a stringent policies for removing access of past employees. Ivan, pag nag-resign na yung isang employee, I think it's better that you need to do a parang cleanup or yung checking of all the accounts. Kasi kahit nag-resign na yon, or even though if you reset it, once a hacker that's already within your system can actually use that login privileges to gain access to all other systems. Ivan, kung hindi mo siya ni-remove, no, kung hindi mo ni-restrict or disable yung mga login credentials ng past employees, parang ano yan, nakakalat na susi. It's still a susi na pinabayaan mo and can
nakakalat na
gain access, no? So, the last one, probably na pwede kung I can discuss it, this one is educate users. Educate. Communicate sa buong community nyo about social engineering tactics, strong passwords, and phishing attacks. You have to tell them. It doesn't matter kung ang tingin nila sa inyo is spammer. But at the end of the day, they are well educated on how to deal with social engineering, strong password. Alam mo, I'll give you for example, Ivan. If you're in a branch sa isang bangko, no, nandun ka sa opening of new accounts, tapos may nagpa-print lang. Ma'am, pwede pong magpa-print, etc., etc. Or nandun na yung tao, ipapasok mo ba yung USB or not? Para lang magpa-print yung taong kausap mo. Di ba? May mga policies na hindi pa pwede dapat. But, you know, there's a small percentage na some of the employees, kapag uneducated about social engineering, pwedeng magawa nila. Alam mo naman ng mga Pilipino di ba? Welcome agad tayo. Right?
Yes. So the second thing that we suggested and we recommend for organizations to do is to prevent data breach and data loss. Magkaibang bagay po yung data breach at data loss. Data loss, ito yung nawawala yung mga data ninyo because of other factors na outside sa cyber attacks. While data breach naman, ito yung ginamit ng mga cyber criminals ang mga account ninyo to do something malicious or to even sell it in the dark web. So yun po yung data breach. Now, these are the things that you don't want to happen to you, no? Ang last thing that you want to hear is your company being headline sa isang news advisory na ganito, ganyan, hindi maganda yung data management, no? So, with so much data right now being transmitted from cloud-based to system and out to devices, to the mobile phones, laptops, and remote BYODs and whatnot, data loss and data breach is certainly something that you should be concerned of, and of course, your cybersecurity team. Now, there are also mitigation techniques for data breaches and data loss.
Of course.
Would you share with that?
Of course. For the usual, no? Dapat I'll be surprised if you don't have this. If you have firewalls, especially if it's published sa web or you have a website, use a firewall, definitely. So you will notice that one. Ivan, sa mga endpoints, specifically sa Mac or sa Windows or sa Linux, you have firewall na dyan So ganun din yon. If you're managing a lot of servers, or especially if our servers are published in the internet or the web, use a firewall. Encrypt data and make sure that you test
Address.
it. Oo. So develop a sound and efficient incident response plan. Nako, Ivan, this is a buzzing word, incident response plan. Kailan mo to gagamitin? So pag nagkaroon ng insidente, ano yung gagawin? You still need to have a plan, no? Or perform a pen testing.
Playbook, no?
Oo. So yung pen testing po na sinasabi namin, even we have an episode, yung early part of our season, where we're discussing pen testing. It's actually parang Manny Pacquiao hires a parang sparring partner.
Sparring partner. Yes.
Diba? To make sure na magaling siya, kailangan mo ng sparring partner. So ito rin po yung mga pen testers. You hire those people to actually test your system. Hinahack nila. They are being hired to hack your system. Of course, ethically. No? So another one also is mitigation techniques for data loss. Back up consistently. Back up, and restore your capability. As if you don't have a backup, wala kang point of restoration, di ba? Pag hindi ka nag-backup. But a lot of systems out there right now, they're running on redundancy, pwedeng active. But again, Ivan, I'm a prominent, parang talaga nagre-revolution, dapat may backup palagi. Even yung mga simpleng photos namin, sa mga family photos, I always have a backup of those, no? Dapat lagi.
Para meron kang babalikan, just like yung contact details sa phone mo, biglang nawala wala ka backup. So paano yun? Hindi mo matatawagan yung family mo or di kayo yung partner mo informing them, hey, nawala yung phone ko kasi hindi mo memorize yung number, you don't have a backup. So anyway, moving on to the third item, recommendation for securing our cloud transformation, it's actually making sure that our APIs or application programming interfaces are also secured. Now, kasi itong cloud infrastructure uses APIs to retrieve information, to forward information to all connected devices. Now, this process involves a significant amount of data movement and transmission, and thus security is always a weakness. Parang flaw talaga yan pag maraming movement eh. Now, often, breaches occur with insecure APIs. Kasi nga, bago pa lang ang technology ng cloud, yung mga APIs na ginagamit or yung mga parang interfaces in between are parang hindi pa as robust and sturdy and protected, or whatever you call it, and it is poorly monitored. Likewise, nagkakaroon tayo ng maraming parang loopholes na pwedeng pasukin ng mga cyber criminals. So again, Patrick is going to share with you what techniques you can use to mitigate insecure APIs.
Yeah, so I'll provide first a good analogy on that one. API is like a bridge. So if you log into I'll give you an example without naming the mobile app or a bank. So if you open a mobile banking app, so sometimes if you need to transfer, there's an option there to go to specific merchants or using GCash or InstaPay, di ba? May mga ganun. So basically, those are two separate system, no? So naka-join siya. So again, Ivan, going back, so yung pwedeng specific on how to mitigate it. Mitigation technique for insecure APIs. So whenever you're part of the developer team and you try to connect it to a specific system, API will play a lot of role. So performing penetration testing on API, pwede rin i-pen test yun, Ivan. No?
Yes.
VPN pods to identify vulnerabilities. It has to be identified if there are certain vulnerabilities. But again, you have to make sure that the pen testers are well equipped, no? They can actually really see or discover a lot of vulnerabilities. Hindi lang yung pwedeng nagpa-pentest ka, it's because it's part of the rules na kailangan yung gawin. Definitely, there are a lot of government bodies na if you're part of the banking system or you're part of a bank, if you're trying to commission a specific application, you should do a penetration testing. Dapat naman yung magagaling naman ng mga pen testers. No?
Magaling na sparring partners.
Oh, another one, Ivan, is use a secure socket layer. Ano ko, Pat? Ano ba yung SSL na yan? To encrypt data for transmission. So, basically, para sa mga viewers natin, if you visit our website, if it's HTTPS, no? So, definitely, you're safe. And alam mo na there's an encryption that's currently happening whenever you visit that site. If it's not running on HTTPS, try to avoid that site, no? Hindi siya encrypted. And if somebody's listening to your network or may mga sniffer dyan, malalaman ko ano yung tinatransact mo dun sa network mo or dun sa website, no? Last but not the least, Ivan, is implement a proper controls to limit access to API, no? So again, ganon. You try to limit it, you have to identify who's who, and you have to put some tools to make sure that those people are the right people who are actually accessing it. So either your server or in this case is API. So you have to put some controls in it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Pat. No, now you've mentioned a lot of things, starting from mitigation techniques for tightening up user controls, for preventing data loss and data breach, and also for securing APIs. But over time, kung iisipin mo, dapat kasi magkaroon ka rin talaga ng bigger strategy or bigger plan. Kasi kung wala kang strategy from the management or from a directive from those at the top, parang ang mangyayari, you are gonna be firefighting. A lot of time and resources will be spent on putting out the fire instead of moving the business forward, and it will become chaotic over time, no? So mas maganda meron kang strategy na proactive yung approach mo when it comes to cloud security. Don't assume that you can just lift and shift your infrastructure galing sa on-premise, ilalagay mo lang sa cloud, and then okay na siya, no? So planuhin mong maayos. Building a strategy is like going into a battle. Ano bang, or let's take for example the analogy of a boxer, ano bang gagawin ko kung kakaharapin ko na tong ganitong kalaban? Ano bang
smaller,
step by step?
No? May mga strategy
yun. Strategy. So, likewise, Patrick is going to share with you some mitigation techniques if you lack the security strategy.
Of
so,
course, Ivan. Yeah, sure. So again, mitigation technique for lack of strategy, like what Ivan mentioned, no? Develop a cloud strategy that provides a robust security infrastructure and aligns with your business objectives. But first things first, Ivan, you've noticed before siguro mga 5 or 10 years ago, ang nakikita lang natin is IT director, IT manager, or naging CIO. Now, meron ng CISO, meron ng Chief Technology Officer, ang dami ng chief sa loob ng IT. So it means kasi, like, meron din, without naming the company, they're building a huge cloud group. Ang gagawin nila, coming out from an IT group, meron talaga specifically focused on the cloud environment. So this is how you build the strategy. So nabanggit ni Ivan, you have to make sure na may strategy na galing sa taas. So sino yung mga nasa taas na yon? So yun nga, may mga cloud technology, may chief technology officer. Of course, it has to be aligned sa mga CISO and definitely with the leadership of the CIO. So down the line, otherwise, you're just firefighting sa baba. So for those of you who are listening or who are gonna watch this in the future, if you're a CIO, make sure na yung strategies will be trickled down pababa. Otherwise, sa baba, they're just like what Ivan mentioned, they're just gonna do a firefighting. Another one, Ivan, is perform regular pen testing to check for any pen test na naman. So pen test. Alam mo ba, Ivan, if you commissioned in an application or a website and you added some features, let's say for example another menu on the web, it has to be pen tested again. But what we're trying to point out is those things that you put out there, if you code or you add functions, you add modules, it has to be tested. Kasi sa likod nun, may code yun eh. And if you're using, ano ba yung ginamit mo kanina dito, yung word na insecure, no? So kung insecure yung NPI or insecure yung mga codes mo, maraming vulnerability or pwedeng i-exploit dun sa system mo. It has to be pen tested.
Yes, that's correct. So that's how you compensate for the lack of strategy. Now, aside from that, we also need to broaden our visibility. One of the wonderful benefits of the cloud is the ability to transfer some of the management load doon sa cloud service provider. Kaso nga lang, an inherent issue with this shared model is the lack of visibility in those resources, no? Kasi sila ang may control, wala tayong visibility. Now, limited visibility in your data model leaves you very vulnerable in places that you cannot anticipate. Hindi
That's
mo
right.
in-expect doon pala magagaling yung attack, no? So as the
Yeah,
saying goes, you cannot protect what you cannot see. You
of
cannot
course.
fight something that you do not know. You
Yeah.
cannot defeat something that you do not understand. Again, nagiging masyadong Confucius na
Galing ka,
yung
Mama.
mga
Galing ka.
sinasabing words of wisdom. Ganun. So, Pat, bigyan mo nga sila ng mga techniques, mitigation techniques for
Yeah,
limited
well, before that,
visibility.
I need to mention also that's pretty much related to sa binanggit ni Mr. Rickson Singson kay kanina. Cloud providers have built-in security. So now you're saying kasi nabanggit mo na yung benefits is parang some of the functionalities tinransfer mo sa kanila no, you subscribe
Yes.
in this case yung security, some of the security layers are already available in the cloud, no?
Yes.
If you have some other questions, you can always reach out to us, no? But in this case, mitigation technique for limited visibility, Ivan, use a web application firewall to check for anomalous stuff. That's the only thing that you can actually check, no? If there are anomalous traffic. There are emerging technologies out there that we can help our listeners or our viewers in the future kung ano yung pwedeng mag-replace or mas better approach to really check for anomalous traffic or implement a CASB. Yung CASB, Ivan, it's a cloud access security broker. Wow, alam mo, when I learned about CASB, wow, sabi ko, kung available itong mga ganitong systems talaga 10 or 20 years ago, alam mo mas malayo na siguro din yung narating natin. But again, it really depends on the economy and the technology and the people, of course. They start learning new things and apply it. Ang ganda, no? So, CASB is to keep an eye on outbound naman to, Ivan. Outbound activities. Ito yung medyo nag-buzz for the recent month. Adopt a zero trust model. Ano yung zero trust model, Ivan? So basically parang ano na it's perimeter-less na, no? So again, all the access is coming all over the place. So you have to adopt a zero trust model.
Wag kang magtiwala kahit na sino, kahit presidente pa yan, kahit AD-CAM pa yan.
All over the place access Yeah, that's correct.
You don't know kasi kahit yung mga internal employees can pose a threat to your systems if they are unmanaged. So kaya we are adopting a zero trust model dahil sa setup natin ngayon na kahit wala sa loob ng office pero nakaka-access ng resources sa loob ng office gawa ng mga remote work.
Na-manage mo dapat yan.
Yes. Now next, that's six of the 7 recommendations that we have is to identify misconfiguration, no? So Trend Micro, itong a cybersecurity firm na to, reported that misconfiguration is the #1 cause of all cloud security issues. Sabi nila kasi yung mga administrators dyan hindi maayos yung pagkalagay ng mga security features or pagka-configure ng mga settings. Now, it is actually part naman talaga kasi nga hindi pa ganun ka-mature yung technology. And so are the administrators, hindi pa sila ganun kasanay. Now, it's difficult to anticipate what kind of vulnerability you'll be battling if you don't know where the misconfigurations are, di ba? Kung saan ito nag-occur. So, common examples are yung na-mention kanina, too much or excessive permissions, or di kaya may mga shadow admins na ginamit yung account, hindi na turn off, or di kaya may mga ports na naka-open, kumaga mga bintana na naka-open, hindi mo nasara. So Patrick will again give us mitigation techniques to mitigate misconfigurations in your cloud infrastructure.
All right. So again, Ivan, that's very good. No? I would love to really discuss it. So implement an IDS or pwede IPS solution, an automated solution that continually scans for anomalies. No? So there's a
Oh,
system out there that it should monitor any traffic or anomalies that's currently happening with your cloud infrastructure. If you're not gonna do that, like Ivan mentioned, bago pa po kasi itong cloud infrastructure. And we are slowly adapting it specifically here in the Philippines that the cloud infrastructure, even the manpower, Ivan, no? Medyo, I think kulang pa rin tayo sa mga
oo.
staff that actually understands the entire cloud infrastructure. Other than that,
Correct.
apart from learning the cloud infrastructure, how you gonna secure it? Ang daming question and so on and so forth. Another item that I need to lay out there, yung mga technique is review and upgrade your access control policies. Bumalik
Again.
naman tayo sa access control, Ivan. Kasi what
Oh,
trying to point out is you have to really make sure and identify those people or those accounts or access to your system. So there are certain access control policies that we can help you build it, no? And
mhm.
ito yung importante on how to mitigate it, Ivan. Beef up your IR. Ano yung IR?
Oh.
Hindi ito infrared, incident response plan. So when in an event of incident, anong gagawin natin? Again, at the end
Yes.
of the day, the cloud infrastructure that we're talking about, it's still an infrastructure, no? It's still a system, it's still a network. It's just that wala siya sa prem mo, wala siya sa data center mo. It's out there somewhere. If you're subscribed to Google, to Amazon, so marami, no, or Alibaba. So
Tama.
yeah, so beef up your incident response. In any case of there's an incident, you have to make sure that you have the right plan on how to reply on that incident.
Yeah. Yung parang may mga drill ka, 'di ba? Sa kahit sa earthquake drill, sa
Yeah,
fire drill.
parang part siya ng
Oh,
PR mo eh. If you're a big company, you have
oh,
this PR department kasi definitely tatanungin ka what happened eh. So if you don't have an
oh.
incident response plan, wala kang maisasagot. Definitely, di ba?
Yes. So
Mhm.
last but not the least, sa recommendations natin is to protect the shared technology with emphasis on the term shared.
Uh,
Again, cloud computing or cloud technology is a shared model of infrastructure. Nagso-subscribe tayo sa mga cloud service providers na merong infrastructure na pinapagamit sa atin. So if this is a shared technology, meron din tayong shared responsibility, no? So the challenge of imposing security not only lies on the cloud service providers, but also tayo. What's the use of them putting up napaka-stringent na security controls, pero yung other end of the rope, tayo, may vulnerabilities doon or the other way around. So hindi natin ma-achieve ang good cybersecurity or cloud secured posture kung hindi tayo magtutulungan, no? A breach on the cloud service provider will impact us, or a breach coming from us will impact our cloud service provider. So this
that's
is something that we should work on together. And Patrick, again, is gonna give you the mitigation techniques
before,
for protecting the shared
before
technology.
I do that, I have to say good afternoon to Madam Apple. Hello, thank you for watching.
Uh,
Si Madam Apple is watching. So, oh, there's another ano pala, Ivan, before I continue, according kay
mhm.
Erickson, no? If our fellow viewers would like to advance their cloud security, I would like to share that Cloud Security Alliance. Oh, all right. So, kasi si Rickson is part of the Cloud Security Alliance Philippine chapter. Definitely, Sir Rickson. So,
Wow.
siguro, pwede, there will be another platform or another quorum for that one, no? All right. So, let me go back on that one. So, the shared tenancy. Alam mo, Ivan, I came from a meeting siguro a couple of weeks ago. They're saying that, uy, when we migrated to cloud, no? All of a sudden, parang ang system namin is parang bumabagal. Hindi kaya sinishare nila yung resources to other tenants with that system. Again, you have to make sure that whenever you deal with a cloud service provider, you have to have a very good overview on what's going on. You have to ask a lot of questions. We can help you on that one, specifically to identify if your system is residing on a shared environment or specific sa inyo lang. Ivan, we have to also to mention yung sinabi kong malalaki, Amazon Web Services, even Microsoft. So those are the public clouds currently, but a lot of companies right now are offering private cloud, no? So I think same approach din yon. Now, going back on this one, yung mga mitigation techniques of shared tenancy, ano yung pwedeng gawin? Adopt a defense in-depth strategy to protect cloud resources. The cloud, if you identify na yung, teka, Patrick, yung server ko, it's actually sharing resources with other system. You have to make sure na meron kang controls or defense in place, no, on that one. Otherwise, baka pwedeng ma-access nila or what. I'm not saying they will be accessing, but you have to make sure you have a strategy to protect, no. Another one, Ivan, is encrypt data and test it in transit. So end to end, if you have a developer, especially right now, pandemic, probably they're working from home, and you've asked them to commission or bring the website online para ma-access na ng iba. You have to make sure that the transit that they're using is encrypted, no? May mga protocols naman na ginagamit that to make sure that the moment they're trying to access it is encrypted. Meron yan. So again, kung may question on that one, you can always reach out to us, myself and Ivan, to make sure that you're actually fully aware on how to do that. Last one is, Ivan, select a cloud vendor with robust security protocols. Ito rin yung nabanggit ni Rickson kanina. When you subscribe to a cloud service provider, as much as possible, alam mo na meron silang robust security protocols in place. Tama ba?
Yan, tama. So thank you so much, Pat, for sharing all the mitigation techniques that our viewers can use to help them achieve yung tinatawag natin na secured cloud posture, no? So at this point, we'd like to take another short break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up everything. Stay on stream. Welcome back to CyberNXT with me, Ivan, and our poging partner, Patrick, and our guest, Rickson. Hindi, joke lang. Iniisip ko lang na nag-guest na natin si Rickson sa next
episode. While we're on break, I'm trying to parang do a selfie with the show right now kasi last natin for season 1. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, yes. This is our 18th episode for season 1 of CyberNXT, and we have discussed a lot of things with our previous episodes. So, quick run through lang po na mga episodes namin for season 1. We discussed about security and convenience coexisting at episode 1 down to episode 9. And also, we have a lot of things we talked about as well from episode 10 to episode 18. Now, if you want to go over it and watch episodes that are relevant in your case, just please do so. You can access TNC on YouTube and also on Facebook. Like our Facebook page and follow the page. No, we also have a lot of other shows that they can watch and catch on TNC. So we'd like to plug them. Pat, you have notable personalities and stories on the big picture, Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. We also have human resources and management on HR hotline. That's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon.
Yeah, family business is everyone's business. Saturdays at 4 p.m. Success stories on the Port Project. Saturday 6 p.m. Dubai and 10 p.m. Philippines. Beauty beyond what your eyes can see. Usapang Beauty. Saturdays at 5:30 p.m.
It's time to hear positive news. COVID stories Saturdays at 10:30. Life's turnaround stories at U-Turn Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. as well. The Home Buyer guides you to property Mondays and Thursdays 4 p.m.
Yeah, laugh and learn from the Puppet Stories Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Ay, excited ako sa episode na yan. They're gonna showcase yung two of the biggest Filipino Vault S5 collectors. Woo! I'm gonna tune in on that one. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong. TSC Marketplace Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. Your Rights YOLO Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.
Money and so much more. Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Philippines and 5:30 a.m. USA. The stage is yours. TNC The Talk Mondays at 12 noon. Chill and Booze After Shift Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m.
Nice, Zero. Strategize and win in life through Win Within Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, Achieve, Nurture, and Inspire Danny Art Show Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Learn Together Across Borders Foreign Affairs Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m.
And because health is wealth, tune in to Healthline Wednesdays 4 p.m. Celebrate Women at Work 9 a.m. Saturdays. And have an awesome day every day Mondays at 2:30 p.m.
And emerging and practical technologies. Oy, si Boss Marvin. Tech You Fridays 2:30 p.m. Learn from the market leader Tuesdays and Saturdays 5:30 p.m. Well, Home brings a well life Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2:30 p.m.
Coping and Coupling Couple Goals Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. It's never too late for a mental shift. Tuesdays and Thursdays 7:30 p.m. USA, Wednesdays and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Philippines. And listen to this generation, the millennial voice. Mondays at 8:30 p.m.
Yun ba, millennial voice? All right. The journey continues. Moving on business. Tuesdays and Fridays, 4 p.m. Catch also our originals one day, TNC Arena, TNC PressCon, and TNC Town Hall Saturdays at 7 p.m. Co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd and Apple. Town Hall is where we talk to you, our valued audience.
And of course, in a world where everything is turning out to be digital, CyberNXT aims to empower people and companies to be secure in a digital world. We are streaming every Wednesdays at 12 noon. And there are more upcoming shows, so follow hashtag TNC now on Facebook and YouTube. Allow your passion to inspire you, and together, let us see the new you. Wow! Sobrang thankful po kami na nakasabay kami sa TNC channel para po sa CyberNXT streaming live every Wednesday. Now, right before we took a short break, actually that's our gap number 2 already. Ang bilis ng oras, ang ganda kasi na discussion natin. We shared with them sa audience natin yung recommendations, no? We have 7 recommendations we laid out for our audience and also some inputs from our good friend Rickson Kwe. So thank you. Thank you po sa mga lahat ng mga nagbigay ng inputs nila. Our recommendation starts with tightening up access controls, preventing data breach or data loss, securing your APIs or yung tulay, and number 4, building a plan, building your strategy. 5, broadening your visibility, and 6, identifying misconfigurations, and 7 is protecting the shared technology. All in all, kung isa-summarize natin yan lahat, here's the thing it's always better idea to have a plan in place. Yun lang yun You want to move to the cloud kasi maraming benefits? Have a plan. You want to go to the cloud because merong cost savings? Have a plan. You want to move to the cloud kasi accessible siya everywhere? Have a plan. After all, failing to plan is planning to fail. Tama ba ako, Pat?
Paano, Ivan, if you plan to get married?
Have a plan! Ganun din. Tama.
Alright. So again, thank you for watching. So, ang ganda ng no? Thank you, by the way, for Mr. Rickson Singson Ke, no? So, he has also a platform that may mga discussion about cloud security or your transformation and how you're going to secure it. So, also, of course, if you need help with planning, we are here to help you, to guide you on what are the best practices. And just to make sure that you're doing it right, we are here. If you can send us an email or shoot us an email, reach out to us at cybernext@ipvnetwork.com or message us directly. So again, Ivan, thank you for this afternoon, and I'm really glad. Thank you also, Direct, no, for this season 1.
Yes, thank you so much, Direk, and everyone who's watching us right now. And thank you din sa mga lahat ng mga nanood at sumaybay sa CyberNXT for 18 episodes for season 1. Thank you so much, guys. And of course, partner, thank you. It has been a fun discussion, fun season 1 with you for 18 episodes. That's an achievement for us. We've learned a lot, so much together, and also our audience from their inputs, their sharing, their comments, and their questions. And we accommodate, we appreciate all of those things, no? And we will definitely see you again in our upcoming episodes. Kung kailan man yan.
All right. So again, for everyone, we hope that this episode was helpful and informative for you. And if you enjoyed our show, hit the like button, share this to your social circle, and click on subscribe. There are a lot of interesting cybersecurity matters that we will be talking about, and we invite you to learn more with us in our upcoming episodes. Kung kailan man yun. If you need advice or guidance on cybersecurity, feel free to get in touch with us or visit our website nga pala, Ivan, no? ipvnetwork.com. Send us an email at cybernext@ipvnetwork.com, and we will be more than happy to assist you.
So mas, ikinatutuwa po namin na makatulong sa inyo regarding your cybersecurity concerns. So we will catch you again soon. We'll definitely find about that kung kailan yun, one of these days. Now, always remember that in this digital world, we need to be mindful of all the things that we do. And your next cyber strategy, huwag kalimutan, it starts with you. This is Ivan Jude, your host for CyberNXT, saying thank you for 18 episodes for season 1, and bye for now.
This is Patrick Geronimo. Thank you, season 1. Thank you, Direct. Thank you, Madam Apple. Thank you for all our viewers. See you again. No? See you around. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.